One night, one eye, and one destiny changed forever, but nobody truly knows what really happened inside that ring. The arena was dark, heavy with tension, and every fan knew this was not just another match, it was a nightmare about to unfold. Seth Rollins walked out first, calm but twisted, smiling like a man who already believed the ending belonged to him. He talked about destiny, about sacrifice, about how Rey Mysterio's time was finished, not by pinfall, not by submission, but by something far more disturbing. Rey Mysterio followed, a legend with pain in his eyes and fire in his heart, walking for honor, family, and revenge. The bell rang, and the world watched as two men stopped being wrestlers and became hunters. They fought with fists, with rage, with memories of every attack that led to this moment, and the crowd could barely breathe as each strike felt like it could be the last. Rollins targeted Rey's face again and again, smashing him into the barricade, the steps, and the corner post, whispering cruel words as he did it. Rey refused to quit, flying with kicks, springboards, and heart, showing that legends don't die easily. He caught Seth with a head scissors, sent him crashing, and for a moment it felt like hope was alive. But hope in this match was fragile. Weapons came into play, steel chairs, kendo sticks, and anything that could hurt. Each hit sounded louder than the last, and every time Rey grabbed his face, fans feared the end was near. Rollins laughed through the pain, calling himself the Monday Night Messiah, saying he was chosen to take Rey's eye and take his soul with it. He trapped Rey in the corner, driving his knee into his face over and over until the referee begged him to stop. Rey fought back with everything left, landing a 619 that shook Rollins and made the crowd erupt. For a second, it looked like Rey might do the impossible, but this match had no simple victory. Rey tried to force Seth's face into the steel steps, trying to end it the same way, trying to protect himself by destroying his enemy first. They struggled, screaming, pushing, both refusing to be the one who lost an eye. Seth escaped and struck Rey from behind, slamming him into the post. Blood began to show, not just on skin but in fear. Rollins dragged Rey around the ring, telling him this was fate, that it was written that there was no escape. Rey's cries were not weakness, they were proof of how much this meant. He rolled Seth up, kicked out, punched, kicked, and kept moving even when his body begged him to stop. Dominik Mysterio appeared, watching his father suffer, unable to stay silent. He shouted for Rey to keep fighting, for Seth to stop, for this madness to end. Rollins used this, mocking Rey, saying even his son would watch him lose his eye. This angered Rey more than any strike, and he attacked Seth with wild fury, slamming him, kicking him, and nearly forcing Seth's face into the steel steps. The crowd screamed, thinking this was it, but Rollins pulled away at the last second, saving himself from the same fate. The fight moved everywhere, to the floor, to the stage, and finally near the steel steps again, where destiny waited. Rollins hit Rey with a vicious stomp, leaving him barely able to stand. He dragged Rey's head toward the corner of the steps, lining up his eye with cold steel. Rey fought with weak punches, begging not with words but with effort, trying to live, trying to survive. Dominik cried out, his voice shaking, unable to watch. Seth paused, looked at Dominik, and smiled, enjoying the pain he caused not just to Rey but to his family. Rey made one last move, rolling Seth up and almost trapping him, but Seth broke free and kicked Rey's face into the steps. Rey screamed, clutching his eye, and the sound chilled everyone. Rollins grabbed Rey again, positioning him perfectly, and with one final push, he forced Rey's eye into the corner of the steel steps. The referee turned away, unable to watch, and the bell rang not because of a pin or submission, but because the horror was complete. Seth Rollins stood, shaking, laughing, crying, calling himself the victor, calling himself chosen. Dominik ran to his father, holding him as doctors rushed in. Rey's career, his future, his vision all felt uncertain in that moment. The crowd was silent, not cheering, not booing, just shocked. Rollins walked away, arms raised, saying he had done God's work, but his eyes showed something darker, something broken. This match would be remembered not for moves or scores, but for fear, sacrifice, and a line that should never be crossed. Rey Mysterio lost more than a match that night, and Seth Rollins lost something too, even if he didn't know it yet. Legends are made by pain, but some pain leaves scars that never heal. And in that ring, on that night, wrestling changed forever, because everyone saw what happens when victory costs more than anyone should ever have to pay.